time for the Penultimate Book. And this week, that book is called Do Not Disturb, which is, we all know, was a movie with Doris Day, right? That's the first thing you think of when you think of that, right?
Yes, yep.
No? Am I the only one that thinks of that?
But yeah, no, absolutely. But it's not the same story, right? I'm sure it's different.
Do Not Disturb, Doris Day. Nobody under 70 remembers that fucking movie. Okay. All
right. well, and listen, if you took like screenwriting class, those are ones that you would review. I remember in one of my movie classes we did. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I mean, Doris Day, you got to think about it, right? Especially when she was out. I mean, and again, I don't remember from seeing her back in the day, but certainly I know from her history. I mean, she was, one of the first icons of movie then. So
sure. Rock Hudson used to co-star with her a lot, and then in those movies and stuff. And I remember she had a TV show. I mean, when she was had to be like in her 60s or 70s or something. When I was a kid, and they would always light her just perfectly.
Oh yeah.
I remember they would. I mean, if she had like a glow around her face every time she had a close.
They put Vaseline on the lens, you know.
Yes, that's what they did. Not fuck up Miss Day's close up. You will be asses on the streets. Not mess it up. All right. So this Do Not Disturb thing is a mystery thriller with a great supernatural twist, set within an infamous hotel called the Argyle. The story follows private investigator Randall Halsey, who has been hired to find a missing young woman, only to realize she and him have been murdered. Let that sink in. Not letting death stand in the way of solving the mystery, Randall had to maneuver through both the human and supernatural worlds that lay within the walls of the Argyle, traveling through time itself to set things right. That
sign me up.
Yes, sir.
Time travel, man. Yeah, oh yeah.
That time travel and that and I meant to maybe download it or I should at least put a link to it. I forgot to do that. But they were talking, the creator, the author, was giving an interview and saying that, he doesn't want to give away too much of the story. It's like a little Instagram blurb, like about 15, 20 seconds long, where he said, this is one of the first stories where the detective is actually, dead and he's still solving the crime. So that's interesting. Maybe the movie Ghost might be a little similar to that, but at least I don't know. He had to work through his through Whoopi Goldberg pretty much to talk to his girlfriend. So maybe he'd use a different kind of a technique, but there's a lot of possibilities for that. So I don't know anything about this creative team, but I am willing to take a chance. And this is again Invader Comics. This is Invader Comics. This is the B cover here from the same person. Looks like. No, this is a B cover. This is a B cover from David Flores. I'm sorry. And that design right there of, the words. I mean, the logo design for one, and absolutely, and the colors. The color scheme. That's my biggest weakness. I have many. My creativity is I'm just now learning about colors and how they go together and palettes, how you should never step off the palette. But this is definitely a palette here that looks fantastic, and the design is great, and it's such a simple design but looks amazing.
And think about the title of the book, Do Not Disturb. Like when you go to a hotel, right? When you see Do Not Disturb, what are you thinking? You're passing by a door. You see a Do Not Disturb sign. What do you? Something.
I don't know. They don't want you to come in and disturb them or whatever.
It's that simple, right? So whatever's happening in there is to some people sacred, to some people hold secrets, to some people. So that's that to me intrigues me too. The title.
See, only time I would use it though, if I'm traveling, which I rarely do, more than one day somewhere, and I'm staying in a hotel. I'll rather than have the person come in and clean the room and maybe throw some shit away, I just don't come in. I'm just going to be here for a couple of days. So just
right.
Yeah,
that's leave the towels outside.
Yeah, leave the towels outside. That's a more benign, excuse for Do Not Disturb. But I see there could be many reasons to have a Do Not Disturb sign up. If You know what I
But
mean?
in the context of this, though, it's showing you that, it's within the rooms that he's going to find things, but,
Yes,
it's stuff that people don't want you to know about, right?
yes, yes. He used
So
like
that
a hotel cliche, I guess, to let you know
correct.
this takes place in a hotel, and I'm gonna use the house. It looks like a really interesting book, man. I hope it's good. I mean, it's
Yeah, I hope so
I don't
too.
know Jared Hunter Rowe. I think he was the one that was not David Flores. I think it was Jared Hunter Rowe that was doing the little interview. But hey, I'm here for it. Do not
So am I.
disturb.
I'm gonna get back to what I think of it. Really, it's really cool,
Uh-huh.
honestly.
All right.
It's
Hey.
amazing, man. You got all these stories, man, that is, like, for example, the Odyssey's coming out, right? You see that for the Christopher Nolan joint that's coming out next this year.
As in the
Um
Iliad and the Odyssey?
of Homer's Odyssey.
Oh yeah,
It's
that,
called
yeah,
the
yeah.
Theseus. Yeah. And gosh, if you think about it, that's probably like that's the first story ever written, as far as I'm concerned, because there's so many things that derive from that, right? The,
Yeah.
the the hero's journey and so forth. And I thought that by this time we probably would have seen it all and heard it all. But it's amazing how people are still making stories and these tropes and these ideas that have been around forever, but yet they're still making them interesting, and it's still making us want to consume more media and see movies and so forth. I thought we've heard it all and seen it all, but that's not the case. People are
Yeah.
still being creative.
Well, even classic stories like that, even retold through someone else's eyes will always happen, or sometimes disguised as something else. Like
Mm.
West Side Story is basically,
Romeo
Romeo
and
and
Juliet.
Juliet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, everything that's been around has been around, but what's your spin on it? People
Correct.
talk about things being derivative,
Right.
but there's everything. I mean, this, according to, whoever wrote the book, there are only like, 37 dramatic situations.
Right. Correct.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but so you got to take one of those situations and put your spin on it. So I think accusing something of being derivative is kind of like an unfair term sometimes, because everything is. I mean,
Yeah,
what's never been done before? Everything's been done before. But
correct.
Frankenstein. Just talk about it. But
Right.
this is one of the best Frankensteins I've ever seen, if not the best. I did not read the Mary Shelley book, and I don't know if any of the movies were true to the Mary Shelley book.
Mhm.
But I'm not sure if that's the way it transpired, the way it happened, in this movie. But once you see it, you see like, oh my, this is just a great way of story. It's
Correct.
it's not gory, but it's frightening, and it's like oh, it just works, man. I'm digressing. Anyway, do not disturb. Yeah, do not disturb, and check out Frankenstein. So yeah, that's your penultimate book for today.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.